A quick look at Bessey's special edition of their cast iron jaw clamp. I guess they're celebrating their 135th anniversary, and ooh, what is this? Nice beanie included in this box. I don't know if that's part of the regular deal, but nice hat there. So with these cast jaw clamps, they've got a 12-inch bar and over a 5.5-inch reach on that. There's a little bit of an angle now to the cast jaw, and that's kind of an interesting design. The handle is an oversized wooden handle, so quite a bit larger than some of their other clamps, but let's just compare this side by side with a few common versions. So this is a deep reach clamp, cast jaw, that I use all the time. It's got about a 6.5-inch reach on that and maybe a 14-inch bar. This one has the large rubber overmolded handle, which I really like. So these I have a bunch of in the shop, and they get frequent use, nice Acme threads, but just a quick size comparison on something that you might already own or have seen in a store versus this anniversary edition. And side by side next to the Revo Junior, you can see that the handle, although it is wooden on this new one, is quite a bit larger than the Revo Junior handle. These ones I find adequate, although they feel a little small in the hand, so I was glad to see that they upsized that a little bit on this special edition clamp. As far as the jaw, you have a round pivoting pad on the lower side and then just a protective cap on the upper, so that's not likely to mar your work. And then finally, just looking at it next to a mini clamp that you might have several of for just holding something to a bench or gluing on some edge molding. And this one I found a little too small to be functional, so what I had to do with that is actually dip it in some Plasti Dip, which is kind of a rubberized coating, on that wooden handle, so it kind of looks rubberized now, and it is in a way, but just gives you a little bit of traction and made those small handles work for me. But this larger size, I don't think I'll have to do that. They feel pretty good in the hand. I am starting to really like the shape of the jaws on this, though. You'll notice the traditional cast jaw clamps are almost dead straight there, and that works most of the time, but sometimes that can be in your way depending on what you're clamping, so that little angle to it I think gives you some advantages with this new style clamp. This is one place I was noticing a limitation with some of my straight jaw clamps, clamping a table to this industrial base, and with that little angle there it gives me more freedom, and it seemed to work just fine regardless of where I positioned it. And I always judge clamps on how quickly they release too, and this one seems to come off nice and easy. So if you need some new cast iron jaw clamps, I would say this special anniversary edition is a great one to go with. Like they say, you can never have enough clamps.